Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Partner University Spotlight presentation on Universidad Autónoma de Barcelona that has been University of Montana's partner university already over 10 years, and we've had very successful partnership. And my name is Maria Ungurichori. I'm the Associate Director of the Global Engagement Office and Director of Study Abroad and Partnerships at University of Montana. And I am joined here in this Partner University Spotlight presentation with Montserrat Alegre from Universidad Autónoma de Barcelona, who works as the Institutional Relations Officer at the university. So welcome, Montserrat, to the presentation. And we will start the presentation of actually showing first a video about the university, as well as giving a PowerPoint presentation. And then we are also joined by Noah Grabe, who is a U of M student who studied abroad at Universidad Autónoma de Barcelona during the spring of 2020, which was quite an eventful semester since, as you know, that's when the global pandemic started. So Noah stayed a little bit after the pandemic started in Spain, but then came back a little early to United States. However, you know, as you'll hear, he had a fantastic experience. So thank you so much for everybody being here. So we'll first have, again, Montserrat to do the presentation, and then we'll ask Noah to talk about his experience, and then we'll have time for questions and answers. And just to remind everybody, this session is being recorded. Okay, and so Montserrat, please take it away. We are so pleased to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Marja. Thank you for inviting me, for inviting the Universidad Autónoma of Barcelona to this virtual event. It's a pleasure to be here and to be part of this event. So I'm going to start my name is Montserrat Alegre. I'm the International Institutional Relations Officer at the International Relations Office of the Autonomous University of Barcelona, the UEB. Welcome to the UEB virtually. The UEB is a public university, a comprehensive, research-oriented, international, and diverse. It's public because the 60% of our budget comes from the Spanish and Catalan government, and the rest comes from competitive projects, consulting, and tuition fees. Comprehensive or multidisciplinary because we cover all areas of knowledge except agronomy, architecture, and dentistry. Research-oriented because we are very well known as an intensive research university with 27 research institutes on campus. International because 30% of our students are international, and our offer is in English is quite wide. And diverse because the UAB is a very inclusive university where all groups, ethnicities, faith, and genders are included. And before I go deeper in the presentation, I would like to show you a short video of the UAB where you will have an overview of the university. Well, we are, the UAB is located in Barcelona, Spain. Here we are. We have three campuses. The main one is I think is the one Noah knows. It's located in Bellaterra, where most of our teaching and research are delivered. And it's quite big for Spanish standards. It has 677 acres. 70% is the land is green. Then we have another in Barcelona in the city center, nearby the Sagrada Familia Basilic, and another one in Sabadell, 2 metro stations away from the main one. We have around 40,000 students. Most of them are from undergraduate level. And we have over 5,000 students in the master level, or almost 5,000 students in PhD. Our international students mostly are at the graduate level, master and PhD. And at the level of undergraduate, the 5.6 are undergraduate students, international undergraduate students. Our exchange normally in a regular year, not with the pandemic, is we send around 1,200 students and we receive around 1,300 students per year. Let me just move this a little bit, okay. According to some of the most popular rankings, the higher education, the QS, the ARGU, and the best global universities, the UAB normally at the national level is under the best 3 Spanish universities. And European level, we are the best of 100 universities. And in worldwide, we are between 150 and 300 in that position. Our academic offer, we cover all levels of studies, undergraduates, master, PhD, and our teaching language are in Spanish, Catalan, and English. We have 2 official languages, which are Spanish and Catalan, but we also teach in English. As I said before, we cover almost all areas of knowledge, except agronomy, architecture, and dentistry, from science, bioscience, engineering, health sciences, which we have a faculty of medicine, which includes medicine, nursing, psychotherapy, and then the faculty of veterinary science and faculty of psychology. Then in arts and humanities, we have the faculty of arts and humanities and the faculty of translation and interpreting. Social and legal science, we have political science and sociology, education, communication, law, economics and business, prevention and integral safety, which is an affiliate school, and a school of tourism and hospitality management. We have right now 6 bachelor degrees fully in English. We just have 1 new, artificial intelligence. We have business administration and management, economics, English studies, primary education, and tourism. More like 250 courses or subjects in all the fields, full in English. We have joint and novel degrees in the undergraduate level and master level with different countries and universities in different parts of the world: Canada, France, China, Russia, and other countries from Europe. Our international scope, we have, well, the UAB is international. We have this ECIU University, which is a new project where it's a European university, which the UAB is part of, along with 11 other European universities. Its aim is working in the project which have direct impact to the society. This is quite new. It's 1 year old, So it's not open to overseas students, but it will be in a couple of years. And then we have the mobility and the exchange program, where we work with Montana for, as Marja said before, over 10 years already. And we are very happy with this partnership. Here we have the exchange, so the mobility for the past 4 years. We are quite balanced, but it's true, like the University of Montana is quite popular among our students. And the past 2 years, we have sent 5 students. This year, we sent 2 students. We have one still there, and her name is, it's Natalia Alvarez. I think she's from the Faculty of Bioscience, and she's still there. She will spend 1 year at Montana. And we had another one who came back the first semester, who was there for the first semester. And from Montana students, the most popular, according to our data, the most popular faculties are economics and business, psychology, political science and sociology, and arts and humanities. And I think, Noah, you study in political science and arts and humanities, according to the information I have. I think, good.
Yeah, you're correct.
Then we have a summer school, that I think with so many universities, which this year will be the 6th edition. It's actually it's a summer program. It's a short program with 2-3 weeks periods from end June to late July. We offer this year 28 courses from all the centers and faculties are involved, from science, bioscience, technological science, social science, law, arts and humanities, and health science. Last year, we did the summer school, was online because of COVID, but the year before, 2019, we had over 25 nationalities in our campus. During the year and also during the summer school, we offer different kind of social activities. We have a involvement unit dedicated for that. They organize tandems, the buddy program, and mentors programs. We also have, in case you want to improve your Spanish or your Catalan, or you want to continue study some languages, 2 language service on at the UEB. One on campus, which offers all like Germany, French, Portuguese, Italian, Chinese, Catalan, Spanish, Russian, and then we also have another language school in Barcelona City Center with also the same offer. In exchange students, they have a 25% discount in the prices. And then it's part of our International Relations Office, the International Support Service, which is a unit which gives support to the international community, international students, professors, researchers, and so on. So in case you are interested in coming to the UAB, that unit can help you before preparing your trip or your stay, before, during, and after. Since we are a campus university, we have accommodation campus. We can accommodate around 2,500 students on campus. We also have a hotel on campus. We have healthcare services, psychoeducational counseling, and veterinary hospital. In case you can with your pets, but it's yes, because it's not very common to have a veterinary hospital at the university, and the UEB has it. We also have an incredible support physical activity service. It's called SAF, and cinema and theater on campus as well. And last but not least, as I said at the beginning, we are leaders in research, and just here show some lines of research like we are quite on top, which are animal nutrition and welfare, biotechnology and health, social science and humanities, materials and energy, environment and sustainability, and information and communication technology. And thank you very much for your time. And thank you, Marja.
Yeah, thank you so much, Montserrat. That was fantastic. It was just exactly that, what we were, you know, hoping that you would present. So that gives a really good overview of the university. And now we will move to Noah Grabe's remarks about his experience studying abroad at Autonomous de Barcelona. And by the way, Montserrat, is it possible for you to share your PowerPoint that we can actually put it on our, maybe on our website, in our
I will send it
information
to you
document?
by email. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, okay, Noah, take it away. And then after that, then we can of course entertain any questions. But anyway, Noah, we look forward to hearing from you now.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just pitch in a few thoughts here about my time. I studied abroad last spring, 2020, for about 2 months, almost 2 months, unfortunately, because of COVID. But it's kind of surreal thinking about that, as it was over a year ago now, but it was all a blur since then. And I frequently think about my time there almost every day because it was because of how UAB made it so good. I feel like one of the best things that UAB was really good at is just making their international students feel at home from the moment you arrive there, with all the different social programs that Montserrat mentioned earlier, such as the buddy program, the mentor programs. I was lucky enough to have a mentor there when I initially arrived. And so it was a local native Spanish guy named Osama, and we just instantly became friends because he was in my faculty. They pair up your people in your same faculty so you can have like-minded people that befriend you right when you get there. And he kind of guided me through the first couple weeks, let me know where everything was, how to take the train in and out of the city, just little things that you don't necessarily have right when, and that you're kind of anxious about when you arrive. So that was really good, grateful for that. And I feel like the other thing that was really good is that the international welcome days that UAB sets up for international students, they have a host of programs the first week when you get there that you can meet a whole bunch of local and international students. And many students stay at the villa on campus, the dorms. And I stayed in the city, but I would frequently find myself coming back and spending the night there with friends, hanging out pretty often on campus in the dorms, just because it's such a community. It's really big, the dorms, and so a whole lot of people there. You can meet pretty much new people every week. So that was great. And I feel like the location of UAB is also something that's really cool because it's just outside of the city. And so it's kind of the best of both worlds. You can get the in-city metropolitan experience, and then you can also get the more traveling about on the train and seeing all the different, that was honestly one of my favorite parts, is traveling every day to and from campus, seeing all the different faces and spaces every day and absorbing all that Spanish culture on the way there. And then another thing was the idiomas programs, the language programs they have there. My Spanish honestly wasn't that great before coming there. And so luckily they have a whole bunch of English classes that you can take, classes that are in English if you still want to experience all the great things Spanish culture has to offer. But if your Spanish isn't quite where it is, you could still take English classes. But then I also took a Spanish course to, of course, try to improve my Spanish while there. And then lastly, I think just the city of Barcelona in itself is something unrivaled to any other city, because it is really, there's always something going on. There's never a dull moment, really, as cliche as that saying is. I remember there was like 1 week, there's a big light festival in the city. That was one of my favorite memories, where there's big extravagant light exhibits that go up, lasers and everything. You can travel to the different parts of the city. And so very kind of urban settings that you can experience in Barcelona, but then right outside, maybe a couple hours away, there are grand canyons and big valleys and stuff. I remember going to Congos de Montserrat, and that was one of my favorite experiences. So for all the adventurous, outdoorsy people at Montana, there's not just urban experiences to be had in Barcelona. Spain just has so much to offer, and with the public transportation there being levels above how it is here in America, it just makes it all so accessible. And just, I feel like holidays as well. Spain has lots of, Spaniards just know how to have fun. And there's many fun holidays. I remember Carnival in February for a few days. It seems like almost every country celebrates Carnival except for America for some reason. But just, you dress up in costumes, you go have fun, and in the streets with parades and marches and stuff. There's, like I said, a city, another thing that's close to Barcelona is a city that I traveled to via metro train about 40 minutes away for Carnival. And there was a big candy war there that I had never heard of before. This was all organized also by Erasmus, this organization on campus, another program that UAB has to offer that really helps international students experience just all that they can while there. They organize weekend trips and things. So I was grateful for that, as I was an American student, and America isn't technically in Erasmus because it's a European Union thing, but luckily they're inclusive of all international students, which is great. So they organized a trip to a city about 40 minutes away and did a candy war there, where I researched it afterwards, and supposedly 250,000 pounds of hard candy is thrown into the air throughout the day in Villanova. And it was fantastic just being able to witness the local culture there, being people for a half an hour in the city square dressing up in costumes and doing dances around each other. And then all of a sudden, after the blow of a horn, there would be candy flying everywhere. Yeah, I could talk about it all day, honestly. And I missed it a lot, and I'll be back as soon as possible, hopefully. But yeah, I think, thank you for your presentation, Montserrat. And I hope to be back soon. And I really appreciate all you guys had to offer international students and made it the best it could be.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was wonderful, Noah. Maybe this is also something interesting for Montserrat to hear, Noah, as to how did you feel that, like, because, well, you took a combination of a Spanish class and then other courses in English. So how did you, I mean, looking back, how do you think that kind of worked for you? And because I think that sometimes our students are concerned about studying in a non-English speaking country, even though they can take courses in English. So then concerned about how will the experience be, given that they are not necessarily so confident in their language skills.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's typically a big barrier, right, for students, the language. And I'll just have them know that I was very not feeling confident about my Spanish level before coming there. And on top of that, having Catalan in Barcelona and the rest of the Catalan region. But I guess it's one of those things where I feel like if I could do it, then anybody could do it, because my Spanish was very elementary level, very basic. But it was my Spanish professor there was very accommodating and flexible. And it was honestly the best you can learn, where you just are thrown into something. And she was speaking Spanish 24/7 throughout the class, which was it's very difficult at first, right? It's a steep learning curve at the beginning, but then you slowly ease into it. And like I said, the host of English offerings that they have is great. And their local Spanish professors still teaching it in English. So they still offer their their culture, but just in the English language. And so I guess that sounds it's kind of weird taking classes in another country in English. It doesn't feel like that's the full experience, I guess, but it is as good as it can get if you don't have the language. So I'll just have people know, if you don't know Spanish, you can totally be there, and it's honestly the best way to learn it. Just being thrown in and having to rise to the occasion.
Did you end up speaking with your newly made friends at UAB mainly in English, or did you also feel comfortable switching to Spanish?
I feel like one of the cool things at UAB is since there are so many international students, they're all from different countries. So English, a lot of the times for some people from other Western European countries, often is kind of like the one thing that brings people together, the one common thing that people can talk in. So that did happen a decent amount. However, I did try to speak in Spanish as much as possible. My roommates all spoke in Spanish the whole time. And then like programs like Montserrat mentioned, such as the Intercambio program, I would go to a lot. They offer a lot of different events where you can put yourself out there and try to speak with a partner. They would have lunchtime activities where you could go speak with local Spanish speakers, students, and speak Spanish together. And so they offer a lot of things that you can do. You just have to do them, you know.
Do you have, Montserrat, by the way, also don't hesitate to ask questions from Noah.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Noah, you came for the second semester, right?
Right.
And you arrived I guess, in February?
Yeah, February 2nd to be exact.
Okay, so you had 1 month and a half of kind of freedom, right?
Right, yeah, essentially.
Because then Spain was very strict, where everything closed down. The lockdown, especially from March 14 to May 1st, was super restrict. Was very was very hard for all of us. Definitely. Because we couldn't go out, only just for shopping, like groceries. That's it. And suddenly from one day to the other, everybody went home. So how was the experience for you? Because you were by yourself. I know some American students, they went back, but you stayed.
Yeah, I stayed as long as possible.
Wow.
I was lucky enough to be rooming with 5 other people until the time I went home. I lived in an apartment on Via Letana.
And you live in Barcelona city center, though.
Yeah, correct.
Wow.
So right, but I definitely visited Villa a whole bunch.
No, but I thought you were in Villa.
No, so I initially was there, but then I moved out to live with some friends that I created the first week.
Oh wow!
But I had so many friends still in Villa, and so I would split my time there kind of half and half.
I see.
And then and so it was kind of unfortunate that my apartment was right next to a police station. And so in regular times there would be a guard posted out there with like a rifle, which was honestly good during regular times because nothing would happen during the night, I guess, if you got in late. But during COVID, once the lockdown happened, it was bad because they kept tabs on us. My roommates and they made sure we didn't go out more than once a day. So it was restrictive, but I'm glad for my experience. Like I became much closer with my roommates. It all happened so fast though. It was kind of crazy.
And then you follow the class online.
Right. Yeah. I went back to United States end of March. Yeah. March 25th. And then, I continued with the classes. It was pretty interesting because, for example, my Spanish class that I was still doing, that was my only live Zoom class that I was doing. And so with the time difference, it was at 6 a.m. in the United States. So it was an interesting thing, but I was glad to still have that one thing I could latch onto from Barcelona, still go to the classes, see my friends that I had made.
I see. Wow.
So I'm glad that UAB continued, because I know that was an issue people were wondering about, whether UAB would continue with to let international students continue their classes after we went home. And so I'm glad that it all worked out.
It worked out, yeah. We are glad as well. It was a little bit hard, I think, for everyone in the different universities around the world, because it was something like we didn't expect it, no? It was, but we react quite fast according to the Spanish standards. I think we in that situation, I think we did quite well. It could be even be better, but I think we did a lot of work. The institution, the university, the UAB worked very hard in order to keep with the teaching online, because classes, they never stop, just maybe could be maybe for 1 week, but we, you know, in order to realize what to do, but then everything went, you know, not like the presential, the face-to-face classes, of course, but we really changed. The transition to online was quite fast. So we very, I'm proud of the UAB, of the teachers, all the community, because they really made a big effort to continue teaching in such a situation. So I'm happy to hear like you were fine.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Despite the situation.
Yeah.
You know, along those lines, how does it look right now in terms of the update with COVID and UAB?
Well, in terms, we right now the classes resumed last week after for the second semester. Now we are we just started the second semester. So we had the third wave a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, like it's hitting in all Europe and of course in Spain. Now the situation is much better, but we still, you know, with the infection is still there. The number of cases are decreasing, so this is the good news. There's still restrictions. We are not in lockdown like in March and April. We never been back there to that situation, because that was very restrict, as Noah said, and I can confirm by myself. Now the situation at the UAB is, we still, I mean, the theoretical classes, the master classes are online, okay, until now. Then we go presential for seminars, small groups, if they have to do some practicum or internships at the university, like labs. The small group classes, they go presential. And also, if they have to do some like research, and there is presential activity. Also, the students of the first year, new students, they go to class presential, because we consider it's very important, especially for the new students, to go to class. Otherwise, it will be a disaster in order, because the first year at the university could be very difficult, especially you go from your, maybe we have a lot of local students from small villages. So imagine you go to the high school or a school from 10, 12 years, and suddenly you go to university. We are a big university, according to Spanish standards. 40,000 people is like a big university. And we decided to offer the new students to like go to class. Maybe not every day, the groups are divided. We follow the authorities, the health authorities rules. They decided Catalan and Spanish. I don't know if you know, Spain is a decentralized country. So education and health is the region, in this case Catalonia, who is taking care, who is in charge. Of course, Spanish government gives the guidelines, but it's true, like each community, comunidad autónoma, each region is taking care of that, the education and the health and the health system. So far, what we tried is to reduce. The mobility is reduced, is still reduced. At 10 o'clock, everybody has to be at home, especially in Catalonia. And I think the rest of Spain, except Madrid, which they can, I think is the time to go home is at 11 or at midnight, I don't know, because they've been changing a lot. But there are still restrictions, but no like March. So we can go to restaurants for lunchtime, not for dinner, but for lunchtime. But everything, all the restaurants or bars, they close at 4:30 p.m. And so we have still with restrictions, but we can go to work with public transportation, private car. We can go for a run. We can go out. We can go to the beach. We can go to the gym. We can do a sport. So in a way, I think we try to find like the best situation, but it's not perfect, you know. It's not. I mean, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not like in March, February 2020. Noah, when you just arrived in Spain, like everything was open, everybody was on the streets, you know. We are not on the streets like before. That has changed a lot. But we are much better like in March, April, that's for sure. So, and I think we are getting better and better. And we are planning to do our summer school presential. This is our aim. We'll see, because that, you know, things can change. We know that. But we are working, we are putting our effort to do our summer school presential. And then if something happens, we have to do the transition online. We'll do it as we did last year. So finger crossed.
Yeah, that's really good to hear that things are getting definitely better. So we are also hoping that for next year we can have at least limited number of student exchanges, and we'll be in close contact with you to see, do you know what the status is of if the Spanish consulates are currently, are they reviewing student visas? I mean, I think that it's starting.
Yeah, because we have, yes, because if you have any, because you are planning to send students, you mean next year, like next year, 2022, or next academic year in September?
Yeah, we're hoping. I mean, we have what is going to happen now at our university. We have an international travel review committee that's going to review our sponsored travel early May, because we want to, of course, give time for things to get better and people get vaccinated and everything.
Yeah, of course,
So,
of course.
everything to sort of move forward. There's lots of moving pieces, but then we will gather early May and then of course our university leadership is the one that decides finally. But we're definitely hoping that things are going to look a lot better, especially for this fall semester.
Yeah, I think, and one thing is important to keep in mind is, I don't know if you're familiar with the Mobile World Congress, which is the Mobile World Congress is one of the biggest, most important congress in the world, and it's taking place every year in Barcelona. Last year they canceled. There was the big first event was canceled. This year they has confirmed there will be a Mobile World Congress in June 2021 in Barcelona, presential. They will do like an hybrid, like mix, they mix presential and online. But that thing, I think, is a good decision for Europe, at least for Spain and for Europe. That means like things could get better, because that last year they were the first one who canceled the Congress, and nobody knew why. No, we thought it was something strange, no? And now we know, well, they made the decision a couple months ago, and last week, a couple of weeks, the CEO of the company, they say yes, that was confirmed, like there will be a Mobile World Congress in Barcelona in July, the end of June, early July. So that means like things will get better, I think. This is my opinion, according to what they know. They say, actually.
That's really fantastic to hear. I think that at this time, I know it's getting late also for you, Montserrat. Thank you so much for doing this, slightly outside your regular office hours, because it's now almost 6 o'clock, right? 6 p.m. in Barcelona, right?
Yes.
So thank you. So I think I'm going to wrap up. So we have actually another session as part of the Study Abroad Fair starting at 10 o'clock, which is really for students to think about how study abroad experience can be an impactful experience for your future career, and talking about how to really develop those skills and how to market those skills that you have developed while studying abroad. And that's really important for our students to really consider as well. So at this time, I would love to thank Montserrat
Thank you very much
for participating. It's truly have been a fantastic session. And I want to also thank Noah so much for being part of this session, and for you to share your experience. And we will post this PowerPoint presentation on the Global Engagement Office website. And then we will also have the recording of this presentation available. And so thank you so much to everybody. And,
thank you, guys.
And please please consider joining the other events which are part of the Study Abroad Fair that's taking place today and tomorrow. And thank you so much for participating, and have a great rest of evening for Montserrat.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Yes.
One more thing, Montserrat, I'll let you know that I'm just getting nostalgia flowing back just talking with you. I gotta
because
say,
of my accent, right?
Yes, esto fue genial. All right.
Maybe you can exchange a couple of words in Spanish, so as for us to finish on a great note.
Sí, di algo en español, Noah.
Sí. ¿Puedes repetir qué?
¿Cómo? No, que digas algo en español.
Nada mucho. Que digas. Nos vemos.
Nos vemos pronto.
Y que sí, nos vemos pronto. Me espero.
Esperemos, sí. Cuídate mucho. Sí. Y gracias.
Sí, gracias mucho.
Hasta luego. Bye, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay.
Bye.
So, bye, everybody. So we will see you hopefully at the other events. Bye.
Bye.